Good evening, fellow YouTubers. It's Kenneth Powers, and welcome back to part 5 of my Blu-ray DVD my DVD Blu-ray update 2021 edition. Without further ado, let's get started. First up is the 2010 DVD release of Flashdance, Special Collector's Edition DVD release, by the way, starring Jennifer Beals. Here's the front, the back, and the spine. Also starring Michael Nouri, Belinda Bauer, Lilia Scala. Directed by Adrian Lynn. The film itself is from 1983, rated R, and runs 94 minutes. Up next, we have a ultimate double feature pack featuring Casualties of War and Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down is a 4-star knockout, says Mike Clark of USA Today. Casualties of War stars Michael J. Fox and Sean Penn. Black Hawk Down. Here's the front, the back, and the spine. Casualties of War is directed by Brian De Palma. The film itself is from 1989, rated R, and runs 119 minutes. The Black Hawk Down stars Josh Hartnett, Ewan McGregor, Tom Sizemore, Eric Bana, William Fichtner, Ewan Brimmer, and Sam Shepard. Directed by Ridley Scott. The film itself is from (2001), rated R, and runs 144 minutes. Up next is the Up next is the 2010 25th Anniversary Edition DVD release of Santa Claus the Movie, starring Dudley Moore and directed by Janot Swark. This is part of the Christmas Classics collection. Here's the front, the back, and the spine. An enchanting, heartwarming tale that the whole family will enjoy. Also starring John Lithgow, David Huddleston, Judy Cornwell, Burgess Meredith. The film itself is from 1985, rated PG, and runs 109 minutes. Up next is the 2012 DVD release of Rock of Ages. Here's the front, the back, and the spine. Starring Julianne Hough, Diego Boneta, Russell Brand, Paul Giamatti, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Malin Ackerman, Mary J. Blige, with Alec Baldwin and Tom Cruise, directed by Adam Shankman. The film itself is from The film itself is from 2012, rated PG-13 and runs 123 minutes. Up next, we have a 4 film favorites post-apocalyptic collection featuring The Omega Man, I Am Legend, Dark City, and Logan's Run. Here's the front, the back, and the spine. I Am Legend stars Will Smith, Alice Braga, and Dash Mahak, directed by Francis Lawrence. The film itself is from hold on a second here. The film itself is from 2007, rated PG-13 and runs 100 minutes. Logan's Run stars Michael York, Jenny Agutter, Richard Jordan, Roscoe Lee Brown, Farrah Fawcett Majors, and Peter Ustinov. Directed by Michael Anderson. The film itself is from 1976, rated PG, and runs 118 minutes. Dark City stars Rufus Sewell, Kiefer Sutherland, Jennifer Connelly, Richard O'Brien, Ian Richardson, and William Hurt, directed by Alex Proyas. The film itself is from the film itself is from 2008. Rated R, and runs 111 minutes. And The Omega Man stars Charlton Heston, Anthony Zerbe, Rosalind Cash, directed by Boris Sagal. The film itself is from 1971, rated GP, but it was later changed to PG, so technically that makes it a PG rated film, and runs 98 minutes. Next up is the 2011 DVD release of Pleasantville, starring Tobey Maguire, Jeff Daniels, Joan Allen, William H. Macy, J.T. Walsh, and Reese Witherspoon. Here's the front, the back, and spine. Also starring Don Knotts. Directed by Gary Ross. The film itself is from 1998, rated PG-13, and runs 124 minutes. Up next is the 2003 DVD release of Simone, starring Al Pacino. Al Pacino is perfect, the summer's most delirious comedy, says Richard Schickel of Time magazine. Here's the front, the back, and the spine. Also starring Catherine Keener Pruitt, Taylor Vince, Jay Moore, and Rachel Roberts. Directed by Andrew Niccol. The film itself is from 2002, rated PG-13, and runs 117 minutes. Up next is the 2007 DVD release of Raging Bull, starring Robert De Niro. One of cinema's most breathtaking films, says Los Angeles Times. Here's the front, back, spine. De Niro is brilliant, says The Hollywood Reporter. Directed by Martin Scorsese. The film itself is from 1980, rated R, and runs 129 minutes. Up next is the 2001 MGM Western Legends Collection DVD release of Quigley Down Under, starring Tom Selleck. Like I said, this is part of the MGM Western Legends collection, by the way. Here's the front, the back, spine. Excitement, ambushes, close call, a handsome, well-acted film, says Roger Ebert. Also starring Laura San Giacomo and Alan Rickman. Directed by Simon Winter. The film itself is from 1990. Rated PG-13 and runs 2 hours. Up next is the 2003 DVD release of Minority Report, starring Tom Cruise. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Two thumbs way up, a masterpiece, says Ebert and Roper. Here's the front, the back, and the spine. Spielberg's sharpest, brawniest, most bustling entertainment since Raiders of the Lost Ark, says Richard Corliss of Time magazine. Also starring Colin Farrell, Samantha Morton, and Max von Sydow. The film itself is from 2002, rated PG-13, and runs 2 hours and 26 minutes. Up next is a double feature pack featuring Ronin and The Usual Suspects. Ronin stars Robert De Niro, and The Usual Suspects stars Stephen Baldwin, Gabriel Byrne, Chaz Palminteri, Kevin Pollak, Pete Postlewaite, Kevin Spacey, Susie Amos, Benicio del Toro, Giancarlo Esposito, directed by Bryan Singer. An irresistible ensemble, says Newsweek. Ronin also stars Jean Reno, Natasha McElhone, Stellan Skarsgård, Sean Bean, and Jonathan Pryce. Directed by John Frankenheimer. The film itself is from 1998, rated R, and runs 121 minutes. The Usual Suspects is the film itself is from 1995, rated R, and runs 106 minutes. Up next is the 2013 DVD release of Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. Here's the front, back, and spine. Revenge is sweeter than candy. Starring Jeremy Renner, Gemma Arterton, also starring Famke Janssen, Peter Stormare, directed by Tommy Wirkola. The film itself is from 2013, rated R, and runs 87 minutes. Up next is the hold on just a minute here. (2010) DVD release of Crazy Heart, starring Jeff Daniels and Maggie Gyllenhaal. One of the year's best films, says Kyle Smith of New York Post. What Jeff Bridges brings is crazy great, says New York Daily News. Also starring Robert Duvall, directed by Scott Cooper. The film itself is from 2009, rated R, and runs 111 minutes. Up next is the (2009) DVD release of The Spy Next Door, starring Jackie Chan, Billy Ray Cyrus, and George Lopez. High-flying family fun, says MovieWeb.com. Jackie Chan has never been funnier, says AVI offer, NYCMovieGuru.com. Here's the front, back, spine. Zany action for the whole family, says... Hold on just a second here. Heavy offer of NYCMovieGuru.com. And tons of action and plenty of heart, says Stephanie Schaefer of WJN TV, Fox Cleveland. Movie also stars Amber Valletta, Madeline Carroll, Will Shadley, and Magnus Chaving. The film itself it's directed by Brian Levant. The film itself is from 2010. No. rated PG, and runs 95 minutes. The film itself is actually from 2010, so the DVD release is actually from 2010 also. Up next is Up next, we have the special edition DVD release of Red Heat, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi. Here's the front, back, spine. Also starring Peter Boyle and Ed O. Ross, directed by Walter Hill. The film itself is from 1988, rated R, and runs 106 minutes. Up next is the 2001 DVD release of Along Came a Spider, starring Morgan Freeman. A finely tuned diabolical thriller that'll keep you guessing, says Sandy Newton of CBS TV. Here's the front, back, spine. Also starring Monica Potter, Michael Wincott, Penelope Ann Miller, Michael Moriarty, directed by Lee Tamahori. The film itself is from 2001, rated R, and runs 103 minutes. Up next is the '2001 DVD release of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, starring Chow Yun-fat, Michelle Yeoh, and Zhang Zai, winner of 4 Academy Awards from 2000, including Best Foreign Language Film, Best Cinematography, Best Art Direction, and Best Original Score. One of the greatest movies ever made, says Joel Siegel of Good Morning America. Here's the front, back, spine. Also starring Chang Chen, Lung Sheng, and Chang Pai Pai, directed by Ang Lee. The film itself is from 2000, rated PG-13, and runs 120 minutes. Up next is the 2003 DVD release of The Flamingo Kids, starring Matt Damon, Richard Crenna, Hector Elizondo, and Jessica Walter. An absolute charmer. Matt Dillon is a winner, says Us Magazine. Here's the front, back, spine. Directed by Gary Marshall. The film itself is from 1984, rated PG-13, and runs 140 minutes. Runs an hour and 40 minutes, not 140 minutes. All right. Next up is the 2004 Special Collector's Edition DVD release of Footloose, starring Kevin Bacon, Laurie Singer, Diane Wiest, and John Lithgow. Here's front, back, spine. Directed by Herbert Ross. The film itself is from 1984, rated PG, and runs 107 minutes. And last but not least for this video is the hold on a second here. Last but not least for this video, we have Cutthroat Island, starring Gina Davis and Matthew Modine. Here's the front, back, spine. Action-packed adventure, says Bob Strauss of LA Daily News. Also starring Frank Langella, Maury Chaikin, Patrick Malahide, and Stan Shaw. Directed by Rennie Harlan. The film itself is from 1995. I think it says 1995. 1995. Rated PG-13 and runs 118 minutes. Well, we're going to stop right there, and we'll pick up where we left off at in part 6, which we will be moving on to the Blu-rays in part 6. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again in my next video. Bye-bye, take care.